On the evening of Wednesday, February 5th, 2025, the Lagos Lawn Tennis Club 1895 at Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos was filled with solemn reflections and heartfelt memories as dignitaries, family members, and well-wishers gathered for the night of tributes in honor of the late retired Group Captain Ita David Ikpeme, CON. A distinguished Nigerian Air Force officer, administrator, and revered community leader, Group Captain Ikpeme, 1935 to 2024, hailed from Cross River State and had an illustrious career marked by service, excellence, and dedication to nation building. In 1976, under the regime of General Olusegun Obasanjo, he became the first military governor of Ondo State, where he spearheaded groundbreaking infrastructural developments, particularly in Akure. Beyond his military service, he ventured into business, co-owning Bailey Bridges Nigeria and serving on the boards of Ekondo Microfinance Bank and Davandi Finance and Securities Limited. A devoted family man, he was married to the late Benedicta Tinuade Ikpeme and is survived by his children and grandchildren. He passed away on December 5th, 2024, at the age of 89, leaving behind a legacy of leadership, integrity, and unwavering commitment to community service. The night of tributes was graced by esteemed members of the Lagos Lawn Tennis Club, children, grandchildren, extended family members, friends, and close associates of the deceased. Representing the president of the Lagos Lawn Tennis Club, Temitope Abere, was the vice president, architect Oladipupo Olatunde. The event also saw the presence of past presidents and members of the Board of Trustees, including Captain Yemisi Allen, Rear Admiral Anthony Okonlawoni, retired, Are Olumuyiwa Omishade, and Barrister Kolade Olutekumbi. Distinguished guests in attendance included His Royal Highness Eteyin Dr. Asukwo Ekpeyon, OON, NPOM, Professor Adele Jinodu, Sir Prince Adeyemi Olateru Olagbegi, Group Captain Murtala Salami Mohammed, MNI, representing the Nigerian Air Force, Prince Dapo Adelegon, Barrister Prince Rotimi Edu, Olori Ladun Shijuade, representing the Shijuade family, Chief Basi Ikpeme, brother of the deceased, and Obongawa, Barrister Mari Ikpeme Erete, Queen Aruk II Mbonga Momiso I of Edit Nation, among others. The event was expertly anchored by Prince Bisi Olatilo alongside the Publicity Secretary of Lagos Lawn Tennis Club, Kunle Oyekomi. It commenced with an opening prayer led by Pastor Chris Odufodurin, setting the stage for an evening of deep reflection and celebration of a life well lived. In his opening remarks, architect Oladipupo Olatunde welcomed guests and described the night as an opportunity to honor a man whose impact was felt across various spheres of life.
On behalf of the President, Lagos Lawn Tennis Club, the Board of Trustees, and the executive members and distinguished members of Lagos Lawn Tennis Club. I just want to welcome all of you for being here tonight. To be a night of sober reflection, a night of maybe joyful moments, and whatever it is you want to call it tonight. We want to welcome the family. You are most welcome. Welcome friends, colleagues of Baba, every one of us. You are welcome this evening. Thank you very much. You'll hear more from me because, like he said, I was in a hurry to talk about Baba. But now I'll take it easy. Thank you very much. God bless you.
A touching presentation by members of the Men's Auxiliary Society from the Methodist Church of the Trinity, led by Sir Biti Losun, paid tribute to the deceased's humility, love, and meritorious contributions to the church, which earned him the position of patron. This was followed by a rendition of the school anthem by Sir Etim Amana, representing the Old Boys Association of Methodist Boys High School, Oron, in memory of their distinguished alumnus. Prince Bisiolatilo then took the audience through an elaborate profile of the late group captain, highlighting his exceptional contributions to military service, governance, business, and community development. A minute of silence was observed in memory of the late Prince Oluseyi Lufadeju, who had recently passed away. Rear Admiral Anthony Okonlawuni, retired, former president and trustee of the club, reflected on the cherished moments shared with the deceased, acknowledging that Captain Ikpeme lived a life worthy of celebration.
Baba lived a good life. And most of the time, when I was president of this club in 2008 to 10, he played a vital role. Yes, we'll miss him. We started missing him almost about a year ago, but he lives in our hearts because he's a very good man, very, very good man. And I can attest to that.
Engineer E. Abure shared personal experiences that underscored his close bond with Captain Ikpeme, emphasizing that his influence and wisdom would never be forgotten.
And I found that so revealing about the type of person he was, that after that day, anytime I call him, the first thing he would say to me is, "Abure, my friend, how are you today?" And I say, "Baba treats me like a friend, even though I have nothing." And that's why I said he will be my father for the rest of my life.
Saxophonist Jeffrey then serenaded the audience with soul-stirring praise and worship music, providing a moment of deep contemplation. Dr. Hammer Charles, a close friend, described Captain Ikpeme as a noble and humble man whose life commanded respect across generations.
Every aspect of his life actually deserved respect. To have respect for people that are older than you is expected of you. To have respect for people that are your equals is civility. And to have respect for people who are not your mates, they are younger than you, they are in every way, that is an act of nobility. Ete was a noble man. He was a noble man.
Olori Ladun Shijuade, representing the Shijuade family, spoke of the warm relationship she shared with him, describing him as the best of the best, a father figure and beloved uncle. Are Olumuyiwa Omishade, a former president of the club, praised Captain Ikpeme's humility and wisdom, while His Royal Highness Eteyin Dr. Asukwo Ekpeong, OON, NPOM, described him as a natural leader and a falling Iroko.
As Baboko, and we all got used to addressing him as that, even though I regarded him as an older uncle.
It's even better for us.
Because Mamo Kone was Kawesi's first wife's youngest sister, Chief Mrs. Atinuke Ikpeme. I stand here today to honor a great man, an officer, and a gentleman, the best of all best, the last man standing amongst Kawesi's in-laws, who stood tall and strong as a father and an uncle to me and my children.
So he's so humble, very humble person. He's somebody that we learn a lot from him because age is supposed to go with wisdom. He has that wisdom. And like Admiral Oni said, he's a peaceful man. He will speak is broken. Me, I know there for this while now. So may his soul rest in perfect peace. We surely miss him. Thank you very much.
To us, we feel that an Iroko has fallen. Back home, he did a lot to uplift our community, not just the Eneomabatum community, the Efik community. He uplifted the community to a height that we are doubting who can step into his shoes.
His brother, Chief Bassi Ikpeme, expressed deep grief, recalling the deceased's kindness and widespread admiration.
My dead brother was just wonderful. As Chief that is a team said, it's an Iroko gone, believe you me, because he was just a wonderful personality. And in fact, everybody loved him, as it is said that eternally cherished. That is exactly what is happening here. And in this club, since he came in here, he had been very wonderful with the members. Now he's gone. But I know very well that his legacy keep reigning forever amongst us.
Barrister Kolade Olutekumbi, Barrister Prince Rotimiedu, and Barrister Queen Marie Ikpeme Erete each recounted their deep connections with the late group captain, highlighting his humility, kindness, and peacemaking spirit.
He was a great man. His life is a volume of textbooks to read. And for us, the new generation, we have a lot to emulate from his life. And the question we must all ask ourselves, one day, when people gather like this, what would they say about us? Thank you.
Baba ensures that this club stays as one. He's a unifying factor for us. Baba was my drinking partner. I would say, sir, take one, just take one on me. You say, no, I'm okay. I would say, you will take it, or you take it home, or I put it in your pocket. We do joke a lot. May his gentle soul rest in perfect peace.
I knew him only, I interacted with him only in the last 10 years. And in that time, I knew him as a peacemaker, a mediator. Everything that's been said about him is what I know of him. And I thank God that he is in a lovely repose with his Father in heaven. He was a wonderful father to me, a great advisor, and a peacemaker.
Prince Dapo Adilegon, speaking on behalf of the people of Ondo State, expressed gratitude for the life and service of Captain Ikpeme, recognizing his lasting impact on the state.
We thank God for his life. It's a celebration. I lost my father 50 years ago, but he has been like a father figure. Very kind, very accommodating, and wise. So I'm not mourning him. I'm just thanking God for the life he lived. We are all going to try and emulate it. And I thank God for the children, David, all of them. They will continue to carry the flag. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
The evening featured a special performance of Luther Vandross's Dance with My Father by the deceased's grandchildren, as well as a vibrant cultural display by an ethnic troupe. Representing the Nigerian Air Force, retired Group Captain Murtala Salami Mohammed, MNI, praised Captain Ikpeme's remarkable military career and leadership qualities, recounting the challenges he faced and the divine interventions that guided his path.
If we keep talking about Oga David Ikpeme, we could talk the whole night. Everybody has already said, but I thought you needed to at least have this void filled about his life in the Air Force, his sojourn, and what culminated. And it was very little surprising that after the retirement, Cross River State found him fit to be awarded one of the highest honors of the land, that is the Commander of the Order of the Niger, and they recommended him, and the federal government gave him the title. May his soul rest in peace. May children, may God be with you and your grandchildren and the grandchildren. And we thank you, like an elder has just said, for standing very well behind your dad, especially at the late hours when he needed your help. May God be with you all. God bless.
Etete Ikpeme, son of the deceased David Ikpeme Jr., his daughters Olayinka Ikpeme and Ikwo Ikpeme shared heartfelt reflections on their father's brilliance, care, and unwavering love.
I want to thank you all for finding time to come and pay tribute to our late dad. There's a saying, some people say, let me use pidgin. They say, after God, now you. Believe you me, I stand here and I tell you, after my Lord Jesus Christ is this man.
Papi, as I always call you, your strength, your kindness, and your unwavering love will always be with me. I will hold on to that even when the days feel long and the aches in my heart feels heavy. Thank you for being the hero in my life, for being the guide that helped shape who I am today. I will miss you forever, but I will never ever forget you.
A soulful solo performance by Dupe Oshomo followed, further deepening the emotional ambience of the evening. Mrs. Bassi David Ikpeme, daughter-in-law of the deceased, delivered a stirring song tribute in his honor. As the event drew to a close, Olayinka Ikpeme delivered a heartfelt vote of thanks, expressing deep appreciation to everyone who gathered to honor the legacy of retired Group Captain Ita David Ikpeme, CON. Thus, the night of tributes concluded on a poignant yet celebratory note, a fitting homage to a life dedicated to service, leadership, and humanity. On Thursday, February 6th, 2025, family, friends, and well-wishers gathered at the Ogudu GRA Recreation Center, Jemi Benwon Street, Ogudu GRA, Lagos, to pay their final respects at the service of songs and Christian wake for the late Group Captain Ita Ikpeme, CON. The solemn occasion brought together the deceased beloved children, grandchildren, extended family members, and an array of distinguished guests, including Mr. Donald Duke, former executive governor of Cross River State, among many other prominent associates. Marked by soul-stirring hymns, fervent prayers, and reflective Bible readings, the service resonated with a deep sense of reverence and gratitude for a life well lived. The first Bible reading taken from the book of Genesis, was read by Olayinka Ikpeme, daughter of the deceased. The second reading from Ecclesiastes was delivered by another daughter, Ikpeme. Brother David Effiong Ikpeme followed with a reading from the book of Romans, while Evangelist Babatunde Jaimo, a member of the clergy, read the book of Revelation. The gospel reading from the book of Matthew was delivered by Reverend Yemi Alaron. Amidst the solemn reflections, heartfelt tributes were shared by those whose lives had been deeply touched by the late group captain. In his brief but profound exhortation, Reverend Enoch Oyeleke welcomed the congregation and delivered a sermon titled, "Consider What Your End Will Be."
Before the demise of our father, I was privileged to visit him. I visited him over and over and over. And I was privileged to engage him sometimes, to ask him some questions about life, which he gladly responded to those questions. But that time, even he did not envisage that the end will come when it came. But surely it will come when no one is aware. The Bible says, for that hour and that time, nobody knows. Even the angels of the Lord do not know. As no one knows when Jesus Christ will come, so also we don't know when the end will come to our lives. But it will surely come. We need to walk towards how our end will be when we are alive and when we are healthy. Hello? Not only when we are alive, when we are alive and when we are healthy. We need to walk towards how our end will be.
Special prayers were then offered to the deceased's children, grandchildren, and family, as well as for the congregation and the nation at large. The deceased's son, David Atete Ikpeme, delivered a heartfelt vote of thanks, expressing deep appreciation for the overwhelming outpouring of love and support shown to the family. The service concluded with a closing hymn, a final prayer, and a solemn departure, leaving behind cherished memories of a man who lived with honor, dedication, and unwavering faith. On Friday, February 7th, 2025, the line in state of Group Captain Ita David Ikpeme, CON, took place at the Lagos Lawn Tennis Club, TBS Lagos, in a solemn yet grand ceremony. Family, friends, esteemed members of the club, and close associates gathered to pay their final respects in a deeply moving tribute to his remarkable life. The funeral service followed at the Methodist Church of the Trinity, Tinubu, Lagos, where a contingent of the Nigerian Army were also present, honoring the distinguished officer with military rights. Officiated by a group of esteemed clergymen, the service brought together a distinguished assembly of dignitaries from across Nigeria. Among those in attendance were Mr. Donald Duke, former governor of Cross River State, representing former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko, former governor of Ondo State. A high-powered delegation of chiefs was also present, including the Bobagunwa of Egbaland, Otumba Toye Okonlawon, leading an ensemble of chiefs representing the Alake of Egbaland, His Royal Majesty, Oba Michael Adedotun Aremu Gbadebo, CFR, chiefs from Cross River State, esteemed members of the Lagos State Lawn Tennis Club, and old students of Methodist Boys High School also came together to honor the departed. The service commenced with a solemn processional hymn, scripture readings, and prayers. A moving scriptural selection from the Book of Wisdom set the tone for the service, while heartfelt tributes poured in from the Old Boys Association of Methodist Boys High School, where the late Group Captain Ikpeme had once served as national chairman. The Women's Christian Association and the Men's Auxiliary Society also shared words of admiration and gratitude for his unwavering dedication to faith and service. In an emotionally charged moment, Mr. Donald Duke, representing former President Obasanjo, described the deceased as a humble, meticulous, and diligent man.
Group Captain David Ikpeme, the first governor as military of Ondo State, had to succumb to the overpowering power of death, the last enemy of man. David struggled for many years, but in the end, he had to go the way of the flesh. It is human that we should want our relations, friends, colleagues to remain on earth forever, if possible, no matter their age. That is my situation with David, who was a very dutiful and loyal officer under me in my days as military head of state. He was devoted, and he showed and displayed integrity as I watched him as a political administrator and as an officer and a gentleman. Later, that we all retired, he maintained close relationship with me. With demise, his family lost a good man, the military lost a good officer, and the nation has lost a good leader. I lost a good colleague. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Olusegun Obasanjo.
Delivering the homily, Right Reverend Oladapo Babalola extolled the virtues of the late officer, describing him as a jovial, resilient, and disciplined man whose life was defined by service to his nation, church, and community.
How can we save the face of this country if we do not have people who have served sacrificially, like this gallant soldier lying down here? Let us live like this man has lived. Let us sacrifice like these people have sacrificed, because one day we want to leave the tent. Do you know what Jesus said? He said, when you leave that tent, I built another one for you out there. That is in John 14, 1-4. He said, in my Father's house, there are mansions. Why are you struggling with the one that will perish here? Today, we are saying goodbye to him. He had lived the life worthy of emulation. Please maintain the integrity of this man. Make sure that all the legacies he left behind do not scatter away. Make sure that his indelible mark is retained in this cathedral.
The service continued with fervent prayers for the bereaved family, culminating in a powerful moment of thanksgiving, celebrating a life well lived. The final rites concluded with a moving rendition of the Hallelujah Chorus as the Nigerian army bore the casket from the church, escorting it with solemn precision to its final resting place. Following the interment, a reception was held at Bell Event Center, Lagos Island, where guests were treated to an atmosphere of warmth, camaraderie, and fine dining. The event was graced by esteemed members and trustees of the Lagos Lawn Tennis Club, led by Vice President, Architect Oladipupo Olatunde. Notable attendees included LLTC trustees, Captain Yemisi Allen and Rear Admiral Anthony Oni, retired. Former presidents of the club, Are Dr. Muyiwa Omishade, Prince Bisi Olatilo, Chairman and CEO of Biscon Television, among others. With energetic melodies from the Sassy Band filling the air, the gathering honored the legacy of a man whose impact will be remembered for generations to come.
Attention.